Hello, welcome to another episode of the Cruise News You Can Use. Today we got a couple of interesting stories. First up, and not so good for several people. Royal leaves guests behind. So the quantum of the seas recently overbooked, which not new in the cruise industry, but unfortunately this time they in my opinion they screwed up. So several guests booked a guaranteed stateroom and showed up in Brisbane the day of departure. We're standing in line to check in, find out what room they got. And unfortunately, instead of getting a room, they got a letter basically stating, sorry, we're overbooked and we don't have any room for you. And, the letter was actually more nicely worded than that, but that was the gist of it. And they were basically given three options. One, remain on standby, hoping that some people didn't show up, and you'll be able to get on the ship. Several of the people were able to do that, and they received $100 onboard credit for the trouble. And if they did remain on standby, and they weren't able to get on the ship, they got a 100% refund plus 25% of the value of the cruise as a future cruise credit. Option number two, switch to a similar itinerary on a different date for a free stateroom upgrade, as well as like one of the similar options was, I believe, a January 9th departure. And that was a 9-night instead of the 8-night that they were scheduled, and they weren't going to pay any extras for that extra night. Third option was cancel and get a refund plus the full 25% cruise credit. My biggest question is, why didn't Royal notify them ahead of time that there was a chance that they were going to have to get bumped? I'm not sure what the actual contract states with a guaranteed stateroom, if they have to notify you ahead of time, or if they literally have till the day of departure to notify you. That would have been a real bummer for me. And I showed up and couldn't get on the cruise. Yes, I have booked guaranteed staterooms in the past. I've always been notified, like I want to say a week to 2 weeks ahead of time what stateroom I was in. And I was never dissatisfied. But that's one of the cautions, I guess you would say, or one of the things to really consider when you book a guarantee, is that there's a possibility that you're going to get bumped, that you're there, there's not going to be any room for you. Ilias Tail wants to say hello again. So, consider that when you book a guaranteed stateroom, that there's a chance that you're going to get bumped. I would say a small chance, but as these passengers found out in Brisbane, a real chance. Next up, Carnival is testing a new Digital Debark system. This is potentially a good thing. So right now, not right now, but this is only for passengers that plan on leaving their luggage out in the hallway the night before they debark. And basically, you would go into the app, the Carnival Hub app, and you choose your debarkation time and the number of luggage tags that you'll need. Luggage tags get delivered to your room. Put your luggage out the night before like normal. The next morning you get up and you'll be notified via the app when the luggage is ready on shore and that they can disembark. This is an attempt to smooth that process out. So right now, you have to go down to guest services area and pick up your luggage tags, and then basically sit around and wait, until your group number is called. So it causes a bottleneck. You've all, well, most of you that have been on Carnival cruises know what I'm talking about. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of people kind of hanging around the atrium or the centrum, or basically the area where you disembark, waiting for their number to be called. Now, people are supposed to wait in the buffet or in the theater or wherever, but they always tend to hang around right where everybody else is trying to get off the ship. So it just makes it a cluster. So if you got a cruise booked on the Spirit, the Conquest, the Dream, or the Elation in the next 60 to 90 days, you'll be experimenting with that system. Hopefully things go smoother. If they go smooth, then Carnival will be releasing that to the rest of their ships. No timeline for that as of yet, but it's kind of still being tested. So now's the part in the episode where I ask you to hit that like button, the subscribe and notification buttons, and send me a comment. I'll make it short and sweet this time. So 2 of Carnival Cruise Lines companies are pulling out of Melbourne. So starting in 2025, neither of those cruise lines, neither Princess nor Cunard, will sail into or out of Melbourne, Australia. They say the decision was made due to the Ports Victoria's recent hike in port charges. So starting January 1 of 2024, the port fees, or the port charges, technically, will be increasing for Melbourne from $28.50 to $32 per person. Princess and Cunard have both said that they feel that is a significant price increase, and they don't feel it's appropriate. So they're pulling out of Melbourne. That could be a pretty significant blow to the local economy, considering those 2 lines account for roughly 40 port calls per year to Melbourne. And combine that, you're talking about 100,000 guests that no longer will be coming into or out of Melbourne. So, 28.50 times 100,000, that adds up to some serious money. So, as of right now, none of the other Carnival-owned cruise lines have followed suit or announced that they will be following suit. But time will tell. We'll see. Then last story of the day, for the brand new ship, the Celebrity Ascent, arrives into Port Everglades. She arrived into her first home port yesterday, the 29th. There was a homecoming ceremony, with a plaque and key presentation and other new ship traditions. The port CEO and director, the president of Celebrity, the mayor of Hollywood, the Fort Lauderdale commissioner, and several other dignitaries were on hand for the event. And then the official naming ceremony is set for December 1st, and she'll be named, and her 2 godmothers, Captain Sandy Yawn from the TV show Below Decks, and her sister Michelle Dunham, who's the founder of the Jacksonville School for Autism, will be on hand for the naming ceremony. Now, that'd be a pretty cool event to check out. One of these days, I'll be down for a naming ceremony. I guess I just got to be invited first. Anyway, that's about it for me for today. Hope you guys have a great Thursday. I think it's Thursday. Take care.